How's it going out there, everybody? Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Repeat Movie Viewer here to share my thoughts and opinions on movies to my friends and family and anyone else who's willing to listen. Well, Return to Silent Hill. You know what? I was actually looking forward to watching this movie. I'm actually a fan of the original film that came out years ago. I thought it was pretty well done. The sequel, not so much, but we won't get into that right now. When I heard they were making a movie loosely based off the second game, haven't played the game, but I've heard it's one of the best of the franchise. I bought the game years ago and just never got a chance to play it, mostly because it's hard to find a PlayStation 2 that works these days, but that's fine. It is what it is. But my anticipation was pretty high because, again, I enjoyed the first movie, and I was really hoping that they would make another good one after all these years, and now I'm not so excited anymore. Okay, so there are numerous people that I subscribe to on YouTube whose opinions I value, but I typically don't watch. Matter of fact, the last year since I started this channel, I don't watch anybody's review between Chris Stuckman, Cody Leach, Sean Chandler, The Haunted Hippie. I don't listen to any of their opinions, watch their videos for a movie review before I've seen the movie, mostly because I don't want to know anything about the film from their perspective. I don't want to hear any details or anything like that because I kind of want to just watch it, base my own opinion, and then once I have an opinion on it, then I go watch their review and kind of see what their opinion is versus mine. No big deal. Well, I don't have that luxury with this movie now. So I was scrolling through YouTube yesterday and I saw the thumbnail for the Haunted Hippies review and the tag on it, which I didn't mean to see it, said, "I watched it so you don't have to." First off, that's okay. I don't know if she's a fan of the Nostalgia Critic, but that kind of ties in with that. But I was like, oh no, she didn't like it. Uh oh, that's not good. And CJ's gonna come watch the movie with me, and she let slip that both Sean and Cody didn't like it, and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, they didn't like it. Fuck. So now my anticipation went from like up here to kind of crap. So but I'm still gonna go watch it regardless. Base my own opinion. Maybe I see things differently. Maybe I don't. But it is what it is. But we're actually gonna go to Cinemark because the Draft House thinks they're too damn good to show Return to Silent Hill. Drop the.
Maybe they think it's crappy and don't want to show it.
Oh God, I hadn't thought about that. Can you imagine? They screen ahead of time like, yeah, no, that sucks. We're not showing that shit. No. We'll bring back all the Oscar winners, but we ain't showing that. So, but thankfully it's discount day. It's Tuesday, so it won't cost a lot of money to buy a ticket. Oh, God.
Popcorn's good.
I'm such a cheapskate. What?
At least the popcorn's good.
Well, of course the popcorn's good. Popcorn's always good. But now we have to pay extra for the concessions. I can't get free water.
You poor thing.
I love the look. She's looking at me like, really? You cheapskate? You just got paid today and you're complaining about paying for water? Hey, it's free water at the Draft House. What? It's one of many reasons why I like going to the Draft House. Season pass. Anyway. Okay, so we're literally about 30, 40 minutes away. It's actually on the other side of town, so we got to take off. But I was actually excited for this. Now I'm like, crap. So Silent Hill 2. We'll see what happens. I'll talk about it afterwards. One viewing later. Oh, no. What was your rating?
I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Oh. Okay. As you could probably tell from that and the look on my face, yeah, this movie did not work for me at all. I will try to get into detail on it, but before I do, let's cover the basic stuff. going forward. Feel free to like this video if you enjoy this. Anything you want to say about the review, I'd love to hear the feedback. If you have watched this movie, yes, please tell me what you think. I want to know more about what people are thinking about this movie outside of the YouTubers whom I already know what their initial opinions are. I can't wait to watch their videos and see what they have to say about it. And feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There will be more reviews going forward throughout the year. So, Return to Silent Hill. You know,
They should have not returned.
They should. This is disappointing because, throughout the month of January, just about every movie I've seen that's come out this month up till now has been pretty much a banger in my opinion. They've all been good in some way. Greenland 2, which I didn't do a review on here, wasn't bad. I just didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay for what it was. But this is definitely so far the worst thing I've seen of the year, since we're only a few weeks into 2026, but also of the month. This movie is already going on my worst of the year potential list that I'm making. That way it'll be easier for me at the end of the year for, I'm already working on my best and my worst. So this is the first one to make the list. And it's such a bummer. But let me at least try to go into some positives about this movie because I feel like there are at least some. And I have my little handy dandy flashcard. So first off, you know what? There are some camera angles that work for me during this that are kind of reminiscent of the game. I've never really played that many of them. I've only played the original game. My sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, Suzanne, she was a fan. Actually, I think she still is a fan of the Silent Hill franchise. She's the one who got me to play the first one. Different from the Resident Evil franchise, which I'm a huge fan of, but not bad for what it was. It definitely had great atmosphere. And this movie, between some of the camera angles and just the look of Silent Hill, both between the actual town and then when it goes to the dark dimension, some of the looks weren't too bad. Some of the camera angles weren't too bad. Definitely reminiscent of the game from one point to another. Although I feel like some of the camera angles in the original film they worked a little bit better. I don't know. Because that's because I played the game soon before I watched the movie originally, way back when, and I noticed these things right off, and I still remember these things. But some of those aspects are not bad for what they are. What else? You know what? I feel like there were plenty of little nods and references to the original game or to the series in general that I know about. Like, for instance, the idea that the characters will use any random weapon against the creatures to defend themselves. At one point, the guy's using just a random pipe, and I was like, okay, that's kind of closer to the game. Okay, that's not bad. Instead of everybody having badass weapons, you're using whatever you got, whatever you can find. So another thing is the radio. The idea that the radio does go off whenever there's a creature nearby. That's from the game, so I applaud that. That's a nice touch. What else? Oh, and the siren that goes off whenever it changes from the Silent Hill world to the dark, metallic, creature-filled world, so to speak. I enjoy that too, because when you hear that, shit's going down. Like, oh, here we go again. And that's exactly how it feels when you play the game too. When you hear the siren, it's like, oh man, come on, shit. So yeah, shit always goes down during that. And I'll be honest, that's all I could find that was positive. Okay, the acting, I feel like the actors are not doing a terrible job here, but I feel like they weren't given enough to work with. I'll get more into that in a minute. Originally, when it comes to the creatures throughout the film, I was going to put them down as a negative because I swear watching this movie, I felt like they were all done CG. Was it just me, or did you feel that way too?
A little bit, not too bad.
Not too bad. I don't know. They looked very CG, but then I looked it up after we were done watching the movie. I'm happy to report I was wrong. It turns out that, they actually did use practical effects with the creatures. They had real people in costumes. It didn't look that way, but I'm happy to report I'm wrong because anybody who knows me knows I am more practical versus CG. I feel like you should only use CG if you absolutely have to. Like in the case of some of the dangerous bug swarms that are happening in the movie. Okay, that one I get because it's like you can't. These are fictional bugs anyway, so you really have no choice. But between the weird creatures that have no arms and they have the acid shooting out of their chest, those were real. Those were costumes, but they sped them up because it looked like it was fake. The way they moved and whatnot, it turns out they sped up the footage to make it look a little bit more animated. So that's probably what threw me off for them. Pyramid Head, he was real. He was a guy in a costume just like the original film. The nurses, again, same thing. They sped them up, so it just kind of altered my perception. So I'm going to put that one up on mixed because it kind of looked fake, but at least I found out that it's not. So that's more of a mixed feeling on that. As far as negative, I feel like the story and the dialogue, it needed some major fine tuning. There are so many times throughout the movie where the dialogue is just no good. There's times where I don't know what, because they keep shooting between real time and past time and different past time, like different points of this guy's past versus him doing things in the present time. It got a little bit convoluted and a little confusing after a while. What did you think of that?
It made me very sleepy.
That's another thing we're going to address. By the time the movie was about halfway through it, we were both physically drained watching this movie. That it took a lot out of us. Like right now, she's half asleep. she's been half asleep since we got here. So yeah. And to be honest, I kind of feel like I need a nap myself, but unfortunately, I don't. No have time for a nap. I gotta go.
Neither do I.
Yes, we both got kids, and we got to pick up our kids from school here pretty soon. So, no nap for us. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I have to say. The movie, this could have been so much better than what we got. It's disappointing because I really wanted to give this
It's very draining.
I really wanted to give this movie a fair chance, and I tried to give it the benefit. And even 15, 30 minutes in, I was like, oh, come on. I want to give it a fair chance. And then, on top of everything else, we get to the end, and they gave us the standard, typical cop-out ending, and I'm like, oh, no, come on, guys. Really? You're going with that? And honestly, the storyline just wasn't very cohesive. I just couldn't get into it. It was a struggle. I actually felt like I wanted to leave about 45, 50 minutes in.
I would have happily walked out with you.
Yeah, because I told her that when the movie was over. I was like, yeah, I was thinking about leaving. She goes, why didn't we? And it's like, I paid my money. I got to watch the whole movie. I got to watch the whole movie so I can do the review because people can't take me seriously if it's like, oh, I watched it for 20 minutes and I left. Couldn't do it. To be fair, though, there have been some movies that I've seen in my lifetime that, yeah, I desperately wanted to walk out. I guarantee you, if I'd have watched this for the first time on streaming, I would have paused this movie numerous times. Because at one point I looked at my phone, it'd only been 30 minutes, and it's one of those movies where I just kept looking at my phone real quick to see what time it was. So, if you're into the Silent Hill franchise, maybe you get more out of this than me. Maybe you enjoy it more. It's possible. If you're not a fan of the franchise, I don't know if you'll get into this at all. Maybe wait until it hits streaming at some point down the road. I always say I don't sit there and say like don't watch a movie, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. But this one, maybe wait for streaming. You're probably better off. So I don't mind spending a few bucks just so I can at least watch the movie in theaters because theater versus home experience, yeah, it's like night and day. But I don't think there's anything else I can add to this. That's my initial added theater reaction. I will eventually watch this again when it does hit streaming way down the road, and maybe it'll repeat viewing might change it, but I don't have high hopes for that. Any final words?
No, I'm good.
She's good. All right, everybody. All right, so we'll go ahead and sign off here. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. But as always, everybody, be safe. Please take care of yourselves. Don't forget to have fun. Just not too much fun.